Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Oh my gosh, this is just like the weirdest market. It is so unpredictable. It's where I don't know. It's just I've gotten to the point where I'm sitting here thinking to myself, oh man, I want to start selling some puts maybe. And just like sell a $600 Tesla put, or maybe even like a 630, and just pick up some extra because I don't really think we're gonna see some of those lows that we saw again. But even if we did, obviously I gladly pick these up. But I'm also kind of like I'm looking for those deals, and I'm kind of like I don't know. I wish things were like either like just go expensive or go a little less expensive. But we're like in this weird middle ground where it's just like are we going to the moon or what? Like we're teetering. It's almost kind of like the rockets on the launch pad, and the booster's on, and we're like a foot off the ground, and everybody's watching. Like, you gonna go? It feels very bizarre. Let's just put it that way. I don't know. It feels odd. So, anywho, what we got here? We got let's look at this. Oh my gosh, look at Romeo Power. There's a rocket ship that took off. So this one was up like 10% this morning, and then it was up 20%. I think one of the reasons this one's sky high right now is because of the massive sell-off that it had. I don't know enough about this one to really understand what happened, but I do know that it plummeted over the last period of time here, actually, pretty much since. Look at this. This thing's been plummeting since December. If you diamond handed this thing since December, you're like, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck, what the heck. And so now 68%. That's putting this at 1342. It's still pretty much down here in the doldrums, but hey, it's a move. That's an incredible move, though, I have to say. All right, so then we got look at Canoe coming back out of the hole. Now this looks nice. I bought the dip on this when it sold off from like $14 or whatever, and it crashed here on this day. It was like $12.50, and it crashed down to like $9.30, I think. So I bought it at $9.30. The darn it's back at $9.30. So even though it's like, oh look, 10%, it's like back to where I started. But that's all right. I was stopped. Look, I was listening even to some more. I'm taking this in such small bites right now, but I was listening to some more of the earnings call. I'm not upset. Like these lawsuits, I think are a bunch of bullcrap fugazi. Like they're suing for nothing. And it's just so classic with the SPACs. Canoe is obviously done with its SPAC merger, but whatever. Look at this. When we get Peloton up 6.4%. How did this happen all of a sudden here? I mean, hey, we'll take it. Obviously, Peloton's one of my higher conviction stocks. I know it's not a, people don't really look at Peloton and they're like, oh yeah, I want to buy Peloton as we're opening back up because people want to work out at home. To me, it's all in the it's in the pre-core play. That's gonna be interesting. Pre-core, you gotta keep an eye on Peloton because of the pre-core acquisition. All right, then we've got Etsy's up 5, NGA's up 3.5. By the way, I think I mentioned earlier that I might be interviewing the CEO of MP Material. The correct answer is that is not today. That is actually Thursday. So oops, I was a little early on my excitement over that. So let me actually just verify. Okay. There we go. Okay, I just want to get that right. So, but yeah, not today. But that'll be exciting because MP is one I really want to dig deeper on, and then I'd really love to interview, folks from even the NGA SPAC, Lion Electric, whatever, right? So I think that'll be fun. We'll see what happens in the future. Anyway, Matterport's up 3.4. We spoke with Matterport's CEO. Really great guy, great insight, great vision. I'm just surprised it sold off over the bid here. I think it's really just getting caught up in the whole SPAC wreck, which doesn't sound as good as like tech wreck. Tech wreck kind of rhymes. SPAC wreck doesn't sound good, but it's kind of what's been happening. Let's go to all stocks here. Okay, what's losing? Okay, so actually not like massive losers at the moment, at least nothing that we're tracking. Let me look at recently. Yeah, Discovery's down the most at 6.5. Voyager did a fat U-turn all of a sudden. I mean, this thing was at like 29.80 this morning. It was at all-time highs, and all of a sudden it's down 5%. Watch that one. HelloFresh down 5%. OGI 5. SOS down. Naked Definitely a lot of momentum stocks. Clever has just been getting clobbered. Cannabis momentum, though. It's you kind of have to wait for the cannabis rounds. All right, so let's see what else we got here. G-Tex. I see another cannabis is down. Let me make sure I have that Q&A up here. SPAC Rack. That's a good one. Late bloomer. Thank you for showing me the light and helping me care about finance. You're the man. Oh, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. SPAC Smack. Smacked SPAC. All right. So let's see what else here. GoPro. I thought I had Gnog in here. Yeah, and Gnog and Genus. I haven't seen them in a while. Let me add them to the watch list because I do want to keep them on the watch list. So I put Gnog in. Let's put Genius. Genus. There you go. Pop that in here. Watch list. There we go. Okay. Good. Oh yeah, let's move on Romeo. Really, really nice for the people who've been holding this. Yeah. Anywho. Okay. So ChargePoint also. I mean, wild swings today. I'll tell you, wild swings. It's so bizarre. Very, very, very weird. It's incredible. Okay. Sorry. So to verify, MP Material. I will be interviewing the CEO tentatively, knock on wood, of MP Material tomorrow. I believe at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 2 p.m. California time, rather, which I think is going to be fun. So if you have questions, I guess I don't know. Well, I do a little, if you are a course member, you can pre-ask questions. Otherwise, you have to come here. But I will make a channel right now for course members. Every time, usually before I do an interview, questions for MP Material CEO. I make a little channel so that way course members can sort of pre-ask questions, and I go through those during the interviews. Okay, Churchill Capital. Look at Churchill, just all of a sudden, like, hello. Okay, what happened here today? What a ride today. So Churchill opens up at 23, which I'm pretty sure was down, and rockets all of a sudden here in just the last hour and a half, up 8.44%. Wow. Blink charging, that's incredible. Arcimoto running up here. Wayfair. Pinterest, my goodness, Pinterest just crushing it. So I'm getting to $84, 83, 30 something now. Lemonade's heading back to 100. The one that's like, and this is no offense to stepchildren because I've been a stepchild, but like this Palantir feels like a stepchild right now. Can sometimes feel, like it feels a little like unfavored right now. I know what that feeling's like. It's odd because Palantir has gotten so not just relatively cheap, but I think also fundamentally cheap. Okay, that's odd. Look at this line that we had drawn for Palantir a while ago. It's almost like it just totally bounced off our line 3 times here. I mean, went a little beyond here, but then basically a bounce, and then a bounce. That is almost perfect off our line right there. Some of these old lines that we've drawn, these are like, what should we call, like artifacts, like ancient artifacts, and they shall never be moved. Where's Tesla? Speaking of Tesla and our W, where's our W, Tesla? Let's come on. You're not behaving here. I mean, like if we're zoomed out like this, it's somewhat following the W somewhat. But today we really needed a little bit more love from Tesla today to really prove that W. I mean, look at how well the W is doing. Hit. I mean, this is like when you're at the carnival. It's just ding, ding, ding. Man, it was so perfect. It was all going according to our script. I can't believe it would deviate today. So rude. Anyway, who knows? Maybe the stock gods will bless us and this thing will be green before it closes. It's possible. Well, that tastes like flavored coffee. Anywho, okay, let's see what CNBC is talking about.
It's a great discounting mechanism. Okay. So the next step, I think, will be to trim back even farther, but not just yet.
Yeah, there's some suggestion that we're in for, I don't know whether it's a month or a couple of months of, maybe choppy trade, trying to figure out where we're going, a little direction. We've come a long way. A lot's got to be baked in. You still have tax policy perhaps to worry about.
No, exactly. And I think you've also got to have more inflation price along the way. For now, people are the Treasury, the 10-year Treasury has backed off, stabilized, but that may be temporary as we get more numbers in. And every data point we're getting in, whether it's employment, consumer confidence, the ISM numbers, are showing this economy is going to be running pretty hot. And we're also heading into earnings season, and the revisions have been pretty widely spread and up. But I think we're.
I will say, this is something that I kind of agree with what she just said. She said the economy is going to be running hot. Not only do I think it's true what she just stated, but I also believe that we are going to look back at this period in time, this insanity that we've all been kind of suffering through together. I mean, you folks coming back to these live streams on the daily, we've been suffering through this madness together since February 16th was the top, 19th-ish was the top for some, and then kind of fell from there. I will not be surprised if in 6 months we're like, dang, wish we could go back to March. March was so good. Yeah, but it's so painful when you're there. And like really think about that. Think about that feeling of like, yeah, I remember when Tesla was at 590 and I'm like, man, it just keeps going. It's going to keep going. Remember, resistance goes up the more things fall. The lower they fall, the less risky they get, and the harder it is for them to keep falling. Think of that stretched rubber band analogy. Anyway, it's Kevin and the stupid analogies again. Churchill Capital now up. I think it was up 7% earlier. Yeah. Okay, it was up 7.5 earlier. Now it's pulling back a little bit. Let's down to your session low. Okay, well, whatever. Down. The S&P started negative today. So let's listen in over here. Fox Business Alert. What, the border?
Breaking news, President Biden at any moment is expected to officially announce he is moving up the date for states to make all U.S. adults 16 years and older eligible for a COVID vaccine. May 1st had been his original target, but he is pushing that up by 2 weeks to April 16th.
Wow.
A ramp up.
That's actually really impressive. And that's not like taking political sides, but personally, maybe this is just me like ranting with my opinions and stuff, but I'm like, please just hand the vaccines out like candy, will you? Just anybody who wants it, here you go. But I mean, I don't know supply chain logistics and stuff like that either, so you don't take advice from me. But okay.
But what is important here, as we are awaiting the president, is that there will be, according to the administration, no more need by April 16th for you to check your state and local websites of government to find out if you are indeed eligible, because coming April 16th, everybody 16 and older will be able to be eligible to get it. So we've got
a national response, a unified national response. We'll see how that goes. Okay, what? So that'll be interesting. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to be able. Let's see if we can. I might want. I don't know. It's not so important for us to watch that. President Biden on COVID vaccinations live shortly. It's true. It's true. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye on that. So I've got a monitor for that up. So we'll keep an eye on that. Okay. So let's. All right. You know what we got to do? You know what we haven't done in a while? We have not done this in quite a while, and we need to do it. We need to update. We got 9 minutes to the closing bell here. We got to update the shorts. We got to find out what stuff is looking more short than it has been from previous times. Again, we got 9 minutes to the close. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here, and we're going to do a little bit of short hunting. So in just a moment, I'll ask you to comment. Not yet, but in just a moment, I'll ask you to comment some short names so we can do this and get a little bit of an update on, where are the short sellers? Is it Rocket Mortgage? Is it CCIV? Who could it be? Who is it? If you're in the course, you can also ask in the, what I'm going to do in the course too is I'm going to add request short interest. We're going to do a little channel for request short interest. And that way I can just post it in there. but we'll post the screenshot in there so you have it. But it's kind of like this. But then I can update it over time more too. But anyway, we'll do it together right now. So it takes about a minute or two for it to come up. So in the meantime, while you think about which companies you want to know the short interest on, let's just listen to Fox for a moment here. Fox Biz.
But maybe it won't get passed.
All right. Well, we've got it on tape right now. All of your predictions. Let's see if they come true. Larry, great to see you. Larry Kudlow.
Okay, Larry and the border wall. Let's go to the other one.
Tesla's number one. GM's not far behind, and they keep moving it down. They're well ahead of the rest of the industry. And that's the optimism that is fueling a lot of investors saying, look, GM's got some technology that if they can really harness this stock could take off.
Up another 1.44% today. Phil, thank you. Mike, great expectations getting built into GM and Ford around EVs. How do you value those companies now? Or do you just throw valuation down the toilet because of a Tesla when it comes to EVs?
Here's an instance where you don't have to do that
Sarah!
because the starting point for GM.
How could you say that, Sarah, about Tesla?
So cheap,
I'm heartbroken.
and considered to be anachronisms at this point that they basically can get revalued. I'm not saying it's all merited. It's all, going to necessarily come to fruition that they're going to be able to capitalize in a big way. But all they had to do was sort of, convince people of their commitment to being a big participant in the way the industry's going. And they're now at, 11 times forward earnings. So you don't even have to look at Tesla's valuation at this point to try and justify. It's not like Disney, where they really have gotten credit for a Netflix inside of it with Disney Plus. This is really much more in the context of a stock that was beaten down in terms of valuation.
I mean, stock's up, it's a double in 6 months.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's trading at a new all-time high. Back to the new IPO in 2010. GM among the big winners today.
All right, I'm going to go to short interest now. So I have actually reached out to the people from CNBC to interview them. I don't know if they're allowed to because they're the ones who do the interviews, the interviewing. So, all right, what do we got here? So let's do this really quick. We're not going to spend forever in this. Boeing, 1.78. AMC, we've got 13.84% up a little bit. Okay, Kevin, you're screwing it up. You're going too fast. You got to breathe. The software just doesn't want you to click as fast as you're used to clicking because it's boomer software, okay? The boomer software is a little slower. 4% on Palantir. Nano Dimension is 3.89. Workhorse, let's see. Yeah, 23%. I was guessing that one was going to be a little higher. Clever Cannabis. 14.63%. It's actually fallen a little bit recently. Mara for Bitcoin mining, 9%. Now, Ride. Lordstown Motors at 13.87. RMO, Romeo, where art thou? I don't know the Romeo lines, whatever. 8.3%. I didn't study that crap. I had Spock notes. CCIV. Sorry to any English majors. 8.8% at CCIV. SOS. Okay, what else? SOS 8.8%. RKT is getting wrecked. They just need to add the E. RKT, what was that? Sorry, I just saw it, but then it went. 13.3% at Rocket. Gosh, it had that squeeze for just like a brief little moment there. 7.89% at FCell. Torch. There's another one. 12.44%. CTRM is 1.2. BNGO. Okay, now I'm going to go to the other chat for a little bit. I see GNOG and MBIZ. Okay, 8.88 for this. GNOG to MBIZ. Dude, with the DMYYYI. Hold on a sec, man. Microvision, 15. Did I not put slow chat on? Bro, no. Now I'm not going to do that one. You can't say the same thing over and over again. No. It just slows everything down. Okay, Gina, INO. Okay, INO. 30% at INO. There's the winner so far. Naked. There you go. Okay, we don't have much time left. Blink, that's not the ticker. I think it's BLNK though. You added the I. 40% on Blink? Oh my gosh, that's crazy. What's charge point? Wait. Charge point ticker. That what? Why are the chargers so short? Hold on. CHPT. Oh, Kevin, would you type properly, please? This is absolutely, that's crazy that the short interest is so high. CHPT on Blink. It's only 5% on charge point. Whoa, that's a setup right there for you. Look at that. That's cray. Maybe that explains why Blink sometimes has those crazy high days. That's nuts. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more here. I'm not gonna get to all of them. Plug 9%. Maybe we'll do it again in a moment here. Go EV. Did I not do that one yet? Go EV 9%. No, we're 2 minutes left. Ebon. I don't know what that is. Ebon. Okay, the last one I'm gonna do from the public chat here is MindMen, and then hold on a sec. What is that one though? Hold on. MindMen stock. That is MMEDF. Okay, got it. And then I'm going to do a couple more. Okay, that's like nothing short. I'm going to do a couple more from the regular chat here, or from the course chat. UI started in the course chat, ending there 9.3% here. GME, of course. How we can forget GME? 23.96%. I don't know that you can actually be. Can you be short on an ETF? I guess you can be. I've never thought about that. But I mean, why couldn't you? You buy the shares and sell it. Apps is 3.1%. What's the API? And then Tesla, 5.63. Okay, and then I'm going to stop. Okay, 5.2. All right, we're done. Okay, so we are now going to look at the last minute here of the charts. Churchill down about 1% here into the close. Peloton also down about 1%. Canoe down about 0.5% into the close. Golden Nugget at 12 point whatever. Planet 13. Oh, Planet of the cannabis plays is moving up. Sweet. We're printing some nice green tendies over there right now. Okay, we got 20 seconds left. Blink and Face, Piton, these guys 5 to 6%. Really nice movement. How did our Tesla end up? Let's go. Come on, let's see it. Oh my gosh, Tesla went green. What is this? We were begging for it to go green. Let's see if it actually stays green over the next 20 seconds. This is in the bell.
Yields. The 10-year yield down to 166. Healthcare, industrials, technology, those are the sectors bringing up the rear. NASDAQ goes negative just in the final seconds here. The Russell 2000 index with small caps down 1/3%. But for the most part, everybody's holding on to recent highs.
Welcome to the Closing Bell. I'm Scott Wapner in today for Wilfred Frost, along with Sarah Eisen and Mike Santoli as well, CNBC senior markets commentator. Sarah just told you how we finished up. We're red across the board. Dow giving back 100, about 1/3%. The S&P 500 one day after setting a new record high and even setting a new one today at some point finishes lower by 4 points. NASDAQ is down just 7, a bit of a restful day, if you will, on Wall Street. There's the Russell 2000 giving back 0.25% as well. Take a look. Bitcoin's been red hot, up nearly 100% so far this year. Investors will soon have a new way to bet on Bitcoin when cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase goes public. That happening next.
We already have a new way to bet on Bitcoin, and it's called Weiiiird Digital. Yeah. Speaking of which, you could sign up for Weiiiird Digital by going to metkevin.com/Voyager and get $25 for free. Even though I have a pinned comment that says you can get up to $250 for free from their competitor, BlockFi. My opinion, you sign up for both and diversify. I do that. I have both. Okay, so the market has closed. I don't see Biden yet, but they kind of already gave away what he's going to say. No, he's not up yet. All right, so in that case, let's we'll keep it on here. Hey, they got a YouTube channel, and they're on this the taped C-SPAN show. Cool, good for them. The Young Turks on YouTube. All right, so they do play left. Okay, so I just want to be transparent about that. I would be just as excited if I saw another YouTuber on C-SPAN, but yeah, there are others that play right, and there's some that play left. I should have like a list. Like if I mention one channel that's a little left, I need to mention a channel that's a little right. If I mention one that's a lot left, I have to mention one that's a lot right, just to stay average here. you know, politics. Okay, we're just trying to. I just want to know where the tendies are. Okay, and everybody likes the tendies. That's all I gotta say. All right. So let's see what's going on here. So Romeo is down 1.2% in after hours, but obviously up like a rocket at 58% today. Market's still feeling a little tentative despite a lot of this greenness. And I think that's really because we've got a lot of things that we wouldn't expect to just all of a sudden be down. Although a lot of this is cannabis, you know, Clever, Sundial, Tilray, G-Tech Holdings, all these are cannabis. Hydro Farms cannabis related. Canopy Growth is cannabis related. The only cannabis that's doing well today is Planet, which is very interesting. Walgreens down, DoorDash down, GoPro down, eBay. Like there's no consistency here. Boeing's down, GameStop, Bumble, Shift, all of these guys down actually over 1%, with the big losers being really the cannabis plays and some of the momentum plays, but cannabis definitely getting hurt here. We've got Bitcoin back to 58,000. It did fall to about 57.2 this morning. Givo down a third. Invitae down barely. Target's down barely. Matterport, I don't know. There's somewhere around here. Tesla, look at that. We got a 0.08%. Let's look at what that green candle looks. Yeah. Look at that. Saying we got am I cheating because I'm on average candles? Is that cheating? Let's go to the regular candles. Yeah. But look, actually, the regular candles, they show the touch a little bit more. But let's go to the average candle because it looks better. There we go. See, there's the W. You don't like what you see, just change what you're using. Anyway, no, this is obviously the one that we've been using, and that's what we've been using with our W. So we're going to stick with it. ChargePoint, how are they doing in the after hours here? ChargePoint down about 0.5% in the after hours. Really, I mean, a nice movement on ChargePoint just really over the last like week. Let's see. Well, I appreciate that linkage. Somebody here wrote, just bought your courses this morning and everything but 2 stocks is up today for me. Coincidence? I think not. I appreciate that. That's very nice of you to say that. I'll just leave it there. Somebody dropped $20 in here. Check out Safe Moon token. Oh man, I appreciate the shout out to the altcoin, but man, I can't even get myself onto Ethereum. Actually, although that's not true, I did because I just listed my first token. It's for charity. I was going to announce that it was for charity separately, but anyway, I made this and this, now I'm just putting it out there up front. I don't need the money from the Rarible token. I don't care. But there is a token that we've created. It's for my half is for charity, but I'm splitting this with the Buy the Dip creator. So you know, here we go. Come on, push it. Buy the dip. Buy the dip. Right. So I'm going to create a charity video for this on the channel, but you can find this by going to Rarible. Note that there's no A in there, with the exception of the first one. By going to rarible.com/realmeetkevin. And you'll see that there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, anyway, that's my sort of first foray into Ethereum. So yeah, I'm using MetaMask. It's actually very educational to just go through it. Canoe's back to positive in the after hours here. Churchill Capital also positive after being up 6.17% on the day. Quite frankly, $24 is still, in my opinion, really cheap. So stop moving your mouse so much. My cat won't leave my TV alone. Oh, man. You make me miss my cat. Yeah. That's sad. I had a Persian. A long time ago, though, because Lauren's deathly allergic to cats. So can't have cats. But anywho, Blink, Peloton, Enphase. Okay, these are all pretty much the same, with the exception of the fact that they're still green in the after hours. That's good. They're still trending up in the after hours. Speaking of trending, I saw somebody commented something about C3AI. C3AI, let's see. This one we know has been selling off like crazy. Get it out. Lauren's allergic to like every animal. It's crazy. We went into a property And I'm like, no, Lauren, I asked the owners. There are no cats here. And she goes in and she's like, no, Kevin, there's been a cat in this house. I'm like, what are you talking about? This was our first rental property that we ever bought. She goes, I can't be in here. There's been a cat in here. So I asked the owner, I go, hey, just wondering, have you ever had a cat? She goes, oh, my little cat, whatever the name was, died 7 years ago. And Lauren's like, it's in the walls. Like, oh my gosh. That's sad. But anyway, so C3 AI is just what a slide this has been on, huh? What a slide this has been on. C3 AI been on a rocket ship, capped out around 162, and it's literally, I mean, it's at 67, 68 bucks. Gosh, C3 AI has just gotten destroyed. Hilarious story. Well, thank you. We did buy that place. That was our first ever rental property, which was crazy because I was trying to convince the owner to sell the property to us. And I'm like, oh, well, hey, you should meet my wife. And Lauren gets out of the car, walks up the driveway. And there's a long driveway too. And the owner's at the top. And Lauren gets out of the car and Lauren's like, Mary? And the lady's like, Lauren? And I'm like, what? They know each other? This is our guidance counselor from like elementary school or something like that. Or maybe, yeah, something like that. I don't know. They knew each other from elementary. I'm like, this is a weird freaking world. Because I just moved to California not that long before either. And it was just, I learned a lot, okay? It's odd. But anyway, C3AI, I will say, let's look at the valuation on C3AI. Okay, let's just do this really quick. All right, let's just jump in here really quick. Let's look at C3AI. Oh, somebody's asking a question here. Jeremy Quinn. I'm thinking about grabbing the course. If I miss the stream, will that be recorded so I'm able to watch it later? Yes, all of the live streams that I do are recorded. And so what a lot of people do, honestly, and I'm not saying this because I want less people there, but it's what I would do. So a lot of people, they just 2x the live stream later. And some people don't like listening to me on 2x. They're like, Kevin, you're hard enough to keep up with on 1x. But, whatever. Whatever you want is the option, is the cool thing. So for C3AI, if we go forward here to 2024, still losing money in 2024 per projections. Let's go to Yahoo Finance for a moment. Let's see if Yahoo has any different projections. Let me pull them up. Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance, a pretty good tool as well. C3 AI. So, like, if you don't want to pay for Bloomberg, get Yahoo Finance. Or I do encourage you get Bloomberg Terminal if you've got a good portfolio and you like doing this every day. You like doing the research and things like that. It's just pricey. So let's go to which reminds me, I'm supposed to shout out if you want to sign up, you should call 310-201-3469. Talk to her, 310-201-3469, and then you can sign up. Okay, cool. So we gotta shout them out. Okay, Bloomberg's taking care of us. Gotta take care of that. Well, not really. I'm paying them full price, but you know what I mean. Okay, so can I get estimates on? It'd just be interesting to compare what Yahoo Finance shows. So this is the Yahoo app, and this is Yahoo. Let's see. I don't use it as much as I really should. Yahoo Finance Plus, Company Outlook. Oh, here we go. Okay, so this is fancy little charts and stuff like that. Just show me the earnings. Okay, consensus earnings. I can't really get this. There's got to be a way to find the chart. I've seen it on other stocks. I don't know why I can't find it right now. Usually they've got a section for earnings. Oh, well. I'll figure it out. I just don't use it enough. I pay for it, but I don't use it enough. Silly me. Financials? Maybe here? Oh. Nope, not showing going forward. Darn it. Okay, I'll figure it out on the Yahoo app. Whatever. Oh, look who's talking.
I was at the seminary clinic to mark an important milestone as well.
Hey, he's got the Boardwalk Empire suit on.
We crossed 150 million shots in 75 days, the first 75 days of my administration. On our way to hitting our goal of 200 million shots by the 100th day in office. That is.
Okay. The suits cut him off. That's all right. I don't know that we really wanted to listen to everything anyway, but I'll try to burn by. Yashin, watch lecture 1.1 or 1.0. Sorry, 1.0. All right. Yes, even CNBC is not even covering him. But it does say Amazon's Bezos supports the White House. Okay, what? Why? What's the talk?
Different businesses. Back to you.
Is that why he's
about infrastructure? Okay.
Comments from Bezos on proposals from politicians, do we?
We've seen him be, you could argue more outspoken in the Biden administration era than he was in the Trump administration era, but I'm not sure if it's unusual. Like I said, there's a vested interest here. I can't remember the last time he came out in support, but they supported all the COVID efforts as well, and were quite vocal about that as well in terms of testing and PPE and what they were doing on their side also to help government.
Yeah, they get a lot of heat for not paying any income tax. So the parentheses were supportive of higher income tax is notable. Deirdre, thank you.
To your point, though, we frankly don't hear from Bezos that much about anything. Right? Whether it's, public policy or what have you, it's just rare that he weighs in such a big public manner.
Maybe that's interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to be supportive of it to try to maybe get lobbying to be like, look, Amazon supports y'all. Don't tax the crap out of Amazon. I get the argument that Amazon, we'll have to watch this, Josh Silverman from Etsy. I get the argument from Amazon, like, hey, the reason we didn't pay taxes is because we just invested a ton of money in building new factories to hire more people. So it's kind of this double-edged sword because it just doesn't sound good. Carl says deposited money with Voyager. Hit up their customer service. That's if you have issues. I have not heard of those issues before, but hit them up if you have issues with Voyager. I've deposited money with Voyager, and I'm bored. Yeah. All right, good. So let's hit over to Fox. Let's see what's going on over here. All right. So what do we got over here? What's Kudlow got to say? Nothing, because he's on commercial. Okay, fine then. Let's get back over here. What do we got? So let's start with the All-Stars. Okay, after hours now on ChargePoint, finally ticking a little bit red there, but also still trying to keep it up here. Enphase, Peloton, both these guys, all three of these guys here, Blink, actually four, Blink, Churchill, Peloton, all going tiny little bit red. Blink down about 0.8%. We just discovered Blink too. It's like a pretty high short interest. Certainly as a percentage of float, certainly as compared to Churchill, which was much lower. Etsy, so their CEOs can be talking, didn't close at their all-time highs, or not, I shouldn't say all-time highs, didn't close at the highs of the day today, did sell off a little bit more. Plug, okay, what's just moving in the pre-market after hours? Let's see, Dropbox down 2%. Dropbox actually been trending up nicely, not as high as some other things, but they've definitely, after they did an acquisition, they noticed it was the day they did a recent acquisition. They've been trending up since then. I think it's almost people kind of lost interest in Dropbox, and then Dropbox did an acquisition, and people were like, oh, this company's still alive. Okay. I don't know. Guessing. Vuzi, kind of giving up in the after hours what it gained. Where's Upstart? Upstart at 144. My goodness. And I'm waiting for that thing to go down to under 100 again. But anyway, yeah. Okay. So C3 AI is still losing money through like 2024 on estimates. Makes it obviously difficult for us to project. I mean, what you could do is you could go off like a sales based, which we might try that, and then maybe compare it to sales to Snowflake. Let's listen to this for just a moment. This is a recap here.
More voters kind of sounded like.
Oh, this has to do with election reform. Okay, all right. Okay, let's go back to CNBC. We want to watch that Etsy interview. Oh, here we go.
Spending more of their retail money on e-tail. But even within e-tail, which grew at an astonishing 40% in 2020, Etsy grew at well over 100%. Etsy's growing more than 2.5 times the rate of e-commerce. So I'm not sure what's going to happen to e-commerce in the near term when people can travel again and eat out again. It's really anyone's guess. but millions of people have discovered Etsy and have turned to Etsy over the past year and had really delightful experiences. And that's what gives me great confidence in both e-commerce and especially in Etsy for the years to come.
What do you see from new users, people that have discovered Etsy, in terms of how often they come back, how often they shop, and also those that come specifically for masks, because it was such a big contributor? Not everything. I know home furnishings.
They're staying and buying up everything else.
But if we do see reduced appetite for masks, what happens to those people?
We've been really pleased with the quality of the new cohorts. And in fact, we said in the fourth quarter earnings call that 40% of people who came for a mask in the third quarter came back for a non-mask in the fourth quarter. So We're really pleased by how people are turning to Etsy and finding that there's a very wide range of things that they can buy on Etsy. And it's just a better buying experience. You're buying something that's made just for you. You're buying it directly from the maker. And it comes with a handwritten note. And that's certainly not something that you get at most other places.
I see one of the metrics, 2 in 3 Etsy sellers say their income has held steady, if not grown, since the start of the pandemic. You must expect in some respects that's got to come down.
You know, it's hard to tell what's going to happen when the world reopens in the very near term. We have been adding more than 1 million new buyers in many weeks of 2020. And those buyers have been having really great experiences. And what our data shows is that the quality of those new cohorts are really strong. So what I believe is when people have now turned to Etsy and they've had a great experience on Etsy, I think they're going to want to come back. I think they're going to want to keep coming back. And again, what's going to happen in the very near term is people can suddenly travel again and eat out again. It's anyone's guess. But do I think that e-tail is going to be bigger in 2024 and 2025 than it was in 2020 and 2021? Personally, I think yes. And do I think that Etsy is going to be able to continue to gain share against e-commerce generally? Personally, I think yes. So I think we're a much bigger company now. Etsy's about twice as big as it was 1 year ago. And because of the nature of our marketplace, Etsy gets better as it gets bigger. So I think this is great for our sellers and great for our buyers.
You mentioned market share that you have grown. There's obviously the tough competitors like an Amazon. I don't know if you consider Walmart, eBay, of course, but there's also the social media players that have grand ambitions of getting into shopping, like a TikTok perhaps, or an Instagram or a Facebook. How do you view that? Everyone's going to be chasing this growth if you say it is going to be secular and continued story.
I think they're all competitors. We compete for share of wallet in home furnishings and clothing and jewelry and apparel. We compete across, our sellers compete across many, many categories. What gives me a lot of conviction is that we're not playing the same game everyone else is. Amazon, Walmart, they're building everything stores that are about shipping something to you cheap and fast, which you use, and then it ends up in a landfill, 2 seconds later. And when I look at what other people are trying to do, they're also playing Amazon's game. They're trying to sell you the same commoditized product you can buy on Amazon. So they've just got to convince you that they can either ship it faster or sell it cheaper. And, good luck. Etsy stands for something really different. Etsy is about keeping commerce human. It's about buying from the person who actually made the product. It's about having that product made just for you. Often you're co-creating it with the maker itself, and you're able to do that at a really fair price and have it delivered to you fast enough for most people to meet most needs. And we think that is just a better way to shop. And I think the more that Amazon succeeds, the more that people are going to be desperate for an alternative to Amazon. And I think no one is better positioned than Etsy to be that alternative.
Are you watching this Alabama union vote for Amazon, Josh, and wondering whether it could have implications for the rest of e-commerce players like yourself? Would you be vulnerable to that sort of thing happening with sellers?
I think the whole world is watching that vote for a wide range of reasons. Our sellers are each extremely independent actors. So I don't think it has any correlation to the relationship with our sellers. Our sellers wake up every day with a broad range of choices for where they can sell online. They're deciding what they want to make. They're deciding how they want to price it. They're deciding how they want to present it. So I really don't think that there's an application relative to our sellers.
What about the infrastructure plan and higher corporate taxes? Jeff Bezos just made kind of an unusual statement coming out saying that he is supportive of both. Are you?
Wow.
I am certainly supportive of investing in our infrastructure. And I think that investing in roads, investing in bridges, investing in broadband is incredibly important. Investing in the education of the youth in America is incredibly important. And I think government spending that is direct.
I'm going to pause for a second there and say, I love this. I love everything you say. I mean, it's one of the reasons that Etsy is one of my big 5 positions. Like if I had to narrow down to my top 5, Etsy's there. It's been a great investment. I got into Etsy heavy around 70. It's obviously it's done wonderfully, but this is a company that I don't see myself getting rid of anytime soon. I actually just bought some more the other day. I sent out an alert to course members.
2019, we've been powering all of our offices and all of our servers with renewable energy. In 2020, we offset all of the carbon from shipping.
Okay, now they're talking about sustainability and that, and I think that's important too, of course. But I want to quickly cover that. I just did some quick math while I was listening to the Etsy CEO here, and C3 AI is selling for around 28.9 times 2022 revenue. Snowflake is selling for 62 times 2022 revenue, and Salesforce is selling for around 7.8 times. Now, Salesforce has been beat to crap. Salesforce, though, people wonder though, like, okay, well now, in addition to having these revenue numbers, we've also got to compare growth rates, right? And so Salesforce is growing at around a 24 to 19% clip. C3 AI is expected to grow between 32 to 40% over the next 4 years and then slow down to the Salesforce levels. So you definitely have a lot more growth built into C3 AI, or at least projected for C3 AI, which means they have to keep up with that kind of growth, right? And then Snowflake, want to see their growth. This makes sense. See, Snowflake's growth is projected to be between 84 to 53% over the next 4 years. So it's kind of interesting that when we look at the companies, you generally, there's no one size fits all metric, right? This is what I talk about in the Stocks and Psychology Money Group too. There's never just one metric that always works. So you usually got to pull together a few here. But I mean, C3 AI, it's certainly gotten a lot cheaper. For the growth, it seems to be relatively reasonably priced, but still losing money through 2024. So it gets a little harder for us to really pin that one down, so to speak. Like C3 AI is one of those that almost feels tempting to like throw in a 2-year call option on or something, just because it's sold off so much. And it doesn't, based on the numbers even that we just briefly did in, a quick 2-minute look, it just feels oversold. I think that's just the way to put it. But who knows? Who knows? All right. Let's see what else is going on here. So next up, we've got what do we got over here with the Delta on screen? Let's see.
It's numerous things that people have an ID, and you can get one for free.
Oh, they're talking about wokeness. Okay. Oh man, I don't. When are we going to talk business, man? Come on, killing me, absolutely killing me. All right, what else we got? So let's look at the after hours market here. Oh, Romeo's down 4% in the after hours. Buzz ETF up 1%, down 1.6% in the after hours. Tesla is now down more in the after hours than it was up during the day. It was pretty much flat. But okay, what else? And we've got not a lot of movement actually in the after hours. Everything pretty. Let's go to all stocks here. Yeah, Carnival just popped up about 2.7%. So Norwegian 1.3%. So the cruise line's popping up a little bit here in the after hours. All of a sudden here too, just within the last 3 minutes, it looks like 2 minutes. Last 2 to 3 minutes, we've had a sudden pop at the cruise lines. Makes you wonder if there was like some news that broke or something. An hour ago, Carnival consider moving ships outside U.S. ports. Nothing new over here. Trying to figure out where to park those ships. Wayfair Express is down 4.8%, giving up its day's gains basically in the after hours. All right. Anything else? We can see if Biden's still talking. We could also get the bottom line. Let's see. Biden. Yeah, still here.
Whatever judgment they make, but it's the best way to deal with this is for Georgia and other states to smarten up. Stop it. Stop it. It's about giving people Cuba.
Oh, he's doing questions.
Now, there are many Americans who are very reluctant to take the vaccine.
I can't hear a word.
Red states. Why the White House hasn't used a more forceful campaign, like advertisement on television, for example, to convince Americans to take that vaccine so we can
We are doing that. And by the way, the number of people who are reluctant to take it continues to diminish across the country as they see their neighbors, particularly in communities that have been now there's a different group of people. There's a group of people who've been reluctant because of past, how can I say it?
All right, well, we're not going to listen to all of this. We'll get the bottom line later. Okay, we already have the expectation. Okay, so what do we got here?
People have basically been staying at home. They were doing more trading of options. And we pointed out in the last couple of weeks that the retail aggressiveness in terms of that speculation in the options market has receded a little bit, as well as things like, the ARK funds and Tesla shares coming back in. So arguably a little bit less speculative activity, but a lot more money being positioned in equities as people feel like this bull market might have legs, guys. So you could take that one as a contrary on a longer term basis.
All right, Mike, thank you. Coinbase.
Well, maybe the retail investors are buying options less because we spent all our money buying the dip and now we got some tendies. That's what I think.
That revenue figure more than the revenue it had for the full year in 2020. For more, let's bring in Gil Luria from D.A. Davidson. You've had a look at the numbers like we have. What's your initial reaction?
They're spectacular. Unprecedented. I don't know that we can think of a company of this size that grows 9-10 times year over year, that grows 3-4 times sequentially.
This IPO is going to be nuts.
Was very significant in the first quarter, probably more than most of us even realized. And that's translating directly to fantastic results for Coinbase.
I sort of think about this. Could you imagine a better time to go public for any company? This is like McDonald's going public after we first discovered we loved hamburgers.
That's exactly right. What fantastic timing. They're doing a direct listing next week, and they're reporting these types of results that exceeded probably anybody's expectations. And the momentum in crypto continues across the various crypto assets. So far it's worked out pretty well. It's a pretty good setup for next week.
Sure, but because of that, Gil, as an investor, you can't really extrapolate these numbers into the full growth rate for the year, can you? This was obviously a banner quarter where we saw...
Bring it, Sarah. Bring it with the tough questions.
...do more than they have in most of their lifetime.
You can definitely not extrapolate these kinds of numbers. Absolutely not. And remember, Coinbase's revenue isn't recurring. They generate trading commissions. And so when crypto's hot and going up, they trade a lot and they generate a lot of commissions. And on the other side of that, they're going to generate less commissions. It's not like their comparables, which are recurring revenue SaaS companies that build gradually growth over time. Their growth is not going to be on a straight line. But right now, this quarter was spectacular.
But what's a reasonable growth rate for something that's sort of hard to value? That's what you have to do for a living, right? You have to model it somewhere. So where do you?
That's right. And you really have to start with assumptions about the growth of crypto. And if you believe that crypto is going to continue to grow at the rates that it's grown over the last few years or decade, then it's very substantial. It's really as fast as anything else in technology, but that's a longer term extrapolation. In the short term, it's a very good company that's growing very quickly. And one of the great things about Coinbase is that they're a diversified bet on crypto assets. If crypto assets do well, Coinbase will do well. You don't have to pick which asset it's going to do well. But there's going to be ups and downs for crypto, and there's going to be ups and downs for Coinbase.
Well, clearly that's laid out in the guidance, Gil, which is a range of scenarios, which is sort of unique for Wall Street. They give 3 high, mid, low analysis for how many monthly transaction users, the MTUs, from 7 million to 4 million, which it's good, I guess, to get the transparency, but also shows how volatile it can be. So what do you do with that outlook?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to create very conservative outlooks for Coinbase. I'd argue that their high scenario is very conservative, but the flip side is their low scenario is quite possible. So there's going to be a very wide range of outcomes, more than other stocks, more than other companies and comparables. And so we're going to have to take a conservative route going forward. And even that conservative route is probably going to be for pretty substantial growth this year and probably into next year.
Can Coinbase's stock work if Bitcoin is falling?
Unlikely. Unlikely. If Bitcoin falls, then Coinbase's results will go with it and it will go down. And so the investors in Coinbase are going to be investors that believe in the long-term viability and growth of crypto assets and just don't want to pick the specific asset. They don't want to decide, do I want to invest more in Bitcoin or Ethereum or a new type of crypto asset? They just want to be in the category. Those are people that invest in Coinbase, and they'll just stick it out for the long term with these ups and downs.
I'm worried this thing's going to get so overhyped. I'm a little worried about that. Now, I think they can grow into it, but I think Sarah nailed the question with basically implying, what if people extrapolate this growth going forward? They're coming off the hottest time to IPO for crypto. Because think about it. Cryptocurrency just exploded. So everybody's like, how could I get my hands in the cookie jar? But remember, the riskiest time to invest in something is after it's exploded.
Try to attract more candidates for these positions. My colleagues Mike Sasso and Leslie Patton actually had a great piece out today about that. For instance, they cited a Florida resort owner who increased the starting pay of dishwashers by $2 to $3 recently, with the hope of attracting more applicants.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, you would hope to see that show up in the overall wage numbers here, because I mean, you walk around the streets here and you see signs up everywhere advertising for workers here, people who I guess aren't coming back, at least into some of these services jobs. I am curious here, Reid, when we talk about the hiring or the uptick, I guess, in job postings specifically here. Are we sort of back to a level that would, with regards to those postings, that would bring us back to an employment level that rivaled what we had pre-pandemic?
So job openings themselves are currently higher than they were pre-pandemic, but there's still a lot of unemployed people, kind of vying for those open positions. So we still have quite a ways to go when it comes to getting back to, our pre-pandemic norm. Job openings.
Yeah. Let's take a quick peek here at our sticks again, but it's true. I mean, Carnival and Norwegian doing well here in the after hours. It's true. I mean, there's definitely a on one hand a shortage of people to work, and some people, possibly rightfully so, blame the nice unemployment boost, which boost obviously goes through September. All right, so Norwegian and Carnival running, Express, Lee Auto, Marriott down. Marriott going down, along with Bumble and why Matterport again? I don't get it. Oh well. Churchill Capital down 0.5% here in the after hours. So definitely a little bit of that divergence happening in the aftermarket. We also have, let's see. I think actually that might be it. Let's go to top news here really quick. Top news. All right, so what do we got over here? Biden says all adults will be eligible for vaccines by April 19th. Cool, that's nice. Oh, wait, what's this? Breaking news? What is it? Biden?
Sarah, the president was asked specifically about whether he believed that the Masters should cancel its scheduled event for this weekend, set to, of course, take place at Augusta National. He said that will be up to the Masters, but that in general, he supports the decisions by for-profit corporations and groups to make their own decisions about whether they should be operating in states like Georgia. He said there are two sides to the debate. Obviously, the one that he agrees with, that he believes the voting law that was signed by
All right, we're going to pause on that. A little too political here. Clubhouse is said to discuss funding at $4 billion of a value. Carnival threatens to move ships abroad amid CDC obstacles. Okay. So the cruise lines are turning up the pressure on the CDC, essentially. That makes sense. Yeah, look at that. Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean jump on CDC comments. We've got, let's see here. Texas grid problem exacerbated, power failures. Okay, so that's sort of an after action report. Let's see. California. No, not so interesting. Okay. Let's go to the first page here. California sets June 15th date for full reopening. Biden says all adults will be eligible for vaccines by April 19th. That is 2 weeks sooner. Flying taxi SPAC. Oh, here we go. Another one of those lawsuits. So what is this? A maker of electric-powered aircraft designed for flying taxis claims its technology was stolen by Archer, a rival. No way. Wow. Whisk, a joint venture of Boeing and Google founder Larry Page and one of his companies, alleged a former employee downloaded secret designs before taking a job at Archer. Oh, man. Oh, the fights. Yikes. Okay. I wonder how... Archer is what? ACIC, right? Let me see here. ACIC merger is... Archer, yep. ACIC. Okay, so they're getting smacked. Let's see. ACIC, where are they? I want to see it. I want to see the drama. ACIC. Why can I not pull it up? There it is. Oh, it's not showing any kind of update for after hours. That'll be interesting tomorrow. See what happens over there. Ooh. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, the eVTOL is still a little too early for me. GME offering. Hey, man, they should be raising it. They need to raise running. MViz. I feel like people keep saying that. And I don't believe it. Hold on. Microvision. Let's see Microvision. Any kind of news here? Because everybody's waiting for Microvision to get bought out. I don't see anything on a Microvision buyout. I just see a comment. We'll look here really quick. ACIC. ACIC. Individual company news. Resume trade. Okay, yeah, no. There's nothing. Nothing on the radar. Okay, folks. I think that's pretty good. Want to join me in the private live streams where I get to answer your questions and we do some high conviction analysis pretty much every day, as well as you get the amazing lifetime access to lectures, all things from sales to real estate to taxes to saving money on your taxes to saving money at Lowe's to saving money on property management, all these things. Check out the links down below for the amazing programs. Use that coupon code. And folks, see you in the next video. Thanks for being here.